I want to start off with High Point was your second podium of the season. You got a whole shot. Are you at all surprised with your results and consistency coming off the shoulder surgery so early in the season?
No. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I would have loved to have been able to do a little better in the second and third round, right, and be on the box every weekend. You know, if you go off of last year, I was on the podium every race all the way through until, when was it? Ironman last round, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. But I mean, you know,
I guess I coming off an injury, sometimes you might start slow. You haven't had that many gate drops where some of these other guys have. I mean, Eli obviously didn't, and your brother didn't, and still you guys are all up front. So I would think it might take a minute to get the steam going, but apparently not. Yeah,
it's good, mate. I mean, we work hard and it's good. We got a lot of healthy guys this season. Obviously, bummer that we lost Chase at the first round, but I think from a fan perspective, it's an unreal year to be able to watch. And, you know, there's great battles every moto of the season so far. Like, there hasn't really been that boring of a race yet. So in the 450 class, I mean, there's been motos that we've been able to make Jet work a little harder for it, and, you know, beat him on a moto here and there and stuff. And still so much racing to be had yet.
That's true. Now, I want to apologize to you, though, because you just talked about last year and how good you were. And coming into the season, as we're talking about who we think is going to do well, I mean, honestly, I overlooked you a little bit. I was like, oh, yeah, Chase is coming off Supercross, you know, and he's going to be good. Eli's back, Jet's back. And I don't think I was fair to you on our shows of giving you enough credit for how good you have been.
Oh, that's all right, mate. You don't have to apologize. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Like, it's all good. It's all good. I feel like people do that a lot with Cooper Webb in Supercross, and the guy's a 3-time champ. You know, like that's a bad dude, you know. So, it is what it is. Some guys are in the front of people's minds a little more, and you know, I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to work as hard as I can, enjoy stuff that I enjoy in my life, and go out and put up good results and make the team and my partners proud to be a part of what, you know, I'm trying to go out here and do.
I think that's one of my favorite parts of your personality from the outside looking in, at least, is that stuff doesn't really bother you. You're worried about yourself, man. Do my job. Don't care what other people think. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just going to go race my dirt bike.
Exactly, mate. I'm only in control of myself.
Yeah.
You know, so I just try to do that the best I can.
I was interested to see how you felt this year's pace compared to the pace that you were running last year. Does it feel kind of similar? Does it feel different chasing Jet than it does or chasing Eli?
It feels the same, honestly. I think from the year Jet went up in 23 to the 450 class, I think from 24 onwards, you know, it was obviously clear Jet had definitely a level, you know, above everyone else. That might have been, you know, a very big noticeable gap. You know, he was winning some races by 40 seconds, you know, to second place, right? So obviously some guys were, you know, not there at some rounds, but still, I think that year he really elevated it. The speed, and I think 24, it was the same level as it is now. I think, obviously, the years are never the same, but yeah, I do think it's a similar speed level to last year. But obviously, it's just such a high level, you know. So it's good. It's good. It's a very competitive. I feel like some years prior there was a big gap between the top guys and Thingo, and at some races there still is. But I probably sound like a broken record and like trying to plug the series and stuff. But I mean, dude, you watch good racing, like we're all a fan of this badass sport. So when you can see, you know, 4 of the baddest dudes go head to head for a whole moto, like Thunder Valley first moto, even this first moto last weekend, or that just passed as a High Point, like, dude, they're unreal. Me, AP, Eli, Jet, like we're all so close, and it's like a chess match. Some of the baddest dudes, you know, and obviously we make riding look a little easier than the average Joe, but I think people can appreciate the speed because all the fans, if you're an Eli fan, if you're an AP fan, a Jet fan, or a Hunter fan, you can still take your hat off and go, damn, those boys rode the wheels off those things.
Let's talk about High Point for just a minute. Just mentally, I want to talk about how you guys ride in those conditions, some of you on scoops, and are still hucking these huge jumps. And like I watched Jet pass Justin Cooper on what seemed to be a flat corner. I don't really understand mentally how you commit in those conditions and trust that the bike's not going to slip out or do something unexpected.
Yeah, it's a lot of trust, mate. It's a big trust thing, and like not sure I can put into words how you can trust it, because it's a lifetime to get to that point. And obviously throttle control, the connection between your right hand and the rear wheel, how much lean angle you're carrying, obviously on the quad, for example, the big quad that was there, like that was a very, very slippery thing. So you want the bike as straight up, as it can be, not on a lean angle like maybe earlier on in the day when there was more grip. So all of that is just constantly push and pull, right? Like you're constantly push and pulling on, okay, where's my traction? What's the limit? What's the limit? You're constantly fighting at every corner because it's changing every lap.
You did a shock change on press day, correct? At High Point?
Yeah.
Is that something that a significant change like that, is that something that you might regularly do on a press day?
It was, so after press day, we've seen something, and it's been something that we're trying to kind of fix or improve, let's say, and just small characteristics, things that the team sees and I kind of feel as well. And it wasn't a massive shock change. So it wasn't, there's times that we might, let's say 3 races in a row, we might go to a certain point on the clickers and our suspension tech might go, you know what, like I want to bring the clickers back out. So I might make an internal shock change to just get the clickers back, where he thinks they're happiest. So it was good because we made a little change, which, sometimes you make a little change that you're like, it should just, give you a little more hold up in the lower action of the shock, but it shouldn't affect your small bump compliancy and soft touch on the small chattery bumps, but just on the big ones, it should just hold up a little better, but not affect ride height, and sometimes it does the opposite of that,
Right.
So it's always epic, when we get the bike, because we work so relentlessly to get the bike in what we talk about a good window, right? Let's get in the ballpark first. And when we do, we can make these little changes that go to plan, which is the best thing ever, because in motorsports you can have a plan and sometimes things do not go to the plan. So it was good. It was really good.
Okay, along with that, you've been searching for something to get rid of you talked about the side-to-side kick that the bike was doing. You guys would say like forward, backwards is okay, side-to-side's never good. I know you went back to stock linkage. They've added some gussets to the frame around the headstay. Was there a point while you were out there in California trying all these different things that you and Jed, or just you yourself, were like, that's it, this is what we're looking for, we're way closer to where we wanted to be?
Yeah, there is. And before I dive into that, there's I don't want people to think, my bike needs these frame gussets and it needs this reinforcing and stuff like that. There's probably 9 guys in the world that can do to a frame or a motorcycle what my brother and I do and put the stress on that frame that we do right at the level we race. So this is for anyone else that wants to go and ride the bike. You don't have to do this stuff.
Sure.
So let me just clear that up. It's like, the the guy that just picked up golf and he goes, you know what, I need some blades like Tiger has. And you're like, no, you don't, buddy. That's the last thing you need. Trust me. Yeah. Like everyone's looking for the comfort. Everyone wants a predictable, comfortable bike that they can have trust in, like we were talking about earlier, the side knob trust and all that stuff. And we're stoked, the team and us work extremely hard to get Jet and myself more comfortable and what we ultimately feel like we can replicate every single weekend and a lot better. So, it's good, mate. It's good.
Weekend coming off, some guys, like I was listening to the post-race press conference, and the 250 guys, Hayden and Levi Kitchen, said they're going probably out on the boat, while Joe said, Vial said, I'm going to go, test. So where are you at? You taking a weekend off, or you want to keep the grinding to keep it going?
No, I have 1.5 to 2 weeks off at the end of after Nations. Like that's my time off. That's my year. I have 2 weeks off per year. That's my kind of week off thing, mate. No, the work doesn't stop, even if, Jets won the first 4 rounds and he's right there, right with me doing the same thing. So we're paid to do this. This is our job. And, we treat it as a job very much so. Obviously we have cool things we do in our spare time. Like obviously once we're off the clock, just as anyone else does. That's just how it is, man. Like, I don't know. We're old school kids. We kind of grew up watching our dad go to work at 4:35 a.m. in the morning and get home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we don't know how to sit still or sit on a boat on a lake.
Yeah.
There's stuff to be done. There's always stuff to be done.